Granville, welcome to the studio of Investment Site and your partner for the GEDAR Forum taking place here in the Academy of National Economy.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you. And, covering the major problems facing global economy. So, would you say that we are to expect some major challenges just behind the corner?
There are some major challenges, and the main challenge comes from, I'm talking mainly about the advanced economies, but the repercussions for obviously all the emerging markets, and that is this policy of quantitative easing, the very low interest rate, or zero interest rate even. The problem with this is that it has created a lot of inequality. He has created a lot of debt, and because investors basically they look for yields and they go wherever they can. It's very risky. In theory, there is no problem in borrowing a lot as long as you invest. But many countries have borrowed a lot without investing, without really modernizing their countries. That certainly. It's a big concern in the old Europe. And when I say the Europe, it is France, the UK to some extent, certainly Germany. The other risk for those two countries, France and Germany, is Brexit, because nobody really knows what are going to be the repercussions of Brexit. We don't even know which shape it's going to take. So those are a very big risk, and if you look at France right now, and if you look at the image of all the demonstrations, and you can say that in part, one of the reasons for all the violence you see is the fact that the low and middle class have been squeezed by this policy of very low interest rates, because pensions were not invested where they should have been invested. And basically what he has done, he has helped the very wealthy people, the people that are very mobile in the world, to benefit from this policy, but not the middle and low class, because what they do is paying more tax, and their purchasing power is declining. So it's certainly, those risks are in political terms. In political economy terms, they are huge.
Right. Therefore, as you mentioned, high taxes. Do you mean that one of the instruments to lower, to boost economy is to reduce taxes?
I think certainly, but it's broader than that. One of the big problems in Europe, and more specifically in the Eurozone, is the euro. You had the monetary union, and the reason I'm talking about monetary union here is because I know, as it has been in the 90s when I was working here, there have always been talks in Russia about having some monetary union with Belarus or whatever. And I'm just saying that monetary union is a very, very dangerous thing. It's something that in theory facilitates trade, or in theory help prosperity, but in fact it killed one economy. And the reason it kills the economy is that when you put together countries that are fundamentally divergent economically, and you have only one central bank, that means that for some countries the interest rate is too low, for some other countries the interest rate is too high. You have only one source to give some kind of oxygen to the country, and that is reducing wages, and you can't, of course, so that means unemployment, and it's extremely dangerous politically.
Right, but on the other hand, we may see, if I may come to the example of Russia, for instance, in Russia, the national currency over the past 12 or so months has gained strength against both the US dollar and the euro.
Yes.
Well, first of all, are there any fundamental reasons for that, in your view? And whether it is an advantage for the national economy or something else?
No, I mean, it's exactly what I was saying at the beginning, is that this policy that advanced economies are practicing in quantitative easing means that investors are desperate for higher yield. Where are they going to find them? They will find them in Russia. The environment may be more risky than in other countries, but the yields are higher, and therefore there is more profit. Now, this in itself, obviously, creates a problem for the central bank of Russia, because they have to be clever how they are going to manage it. That is sure. But in another hand, they can still play with the exchange rate, because what they have done is, they have built all the fundamentals. Now the central bank in Russia has established trust and credibility, and not only in Russia, everywhere in the world. It has been extremely well managed, especially with the fiscal rules that you have. That is, when you have some oil lurch, you manage to shield the Russian economy from all this volatility, and this is very impressive. This exchange rate, in the case of France and Germany, they don't have it, they cannot use it, because we have the euro. And the big mistake that has been done since 2008 is that you have transformed, monetary policy, which is my field, should be one part of macroeconomic policy. It shouldn't be the main part. But because of quantitative easing, because this unconventional monetary policy that was used in order to save the advanced world after the crisis, which was supposed to last very shortly and still going on, and it's like a drug, nobody knows how to get the drip out, has transformed the central bankers in absolute star of the world. Look, remember Mario Draghi? He was the savior of the euro, yes, but he saved the euro, but he didn't save Europe. He killed Europe.
Right. And what is going to happen to your always this finalized Brexit deal?
That again, I think it will be very risky for me to try to advance any kind of conclusion on Brexit. Let's say that right now the big difference with the previous Prime Minister is at least this Prime Minister seems, he is much more popular than the previous one. He's much more pragmatic. So I'm not convinced that they know exactly how complex. I'm not sure that, anyone is really know how complex it is to disengage and to what extent. To the various trade arrangements, the various treaties that they have signed, is incredibly complicated, and we are just at the beginning of the road, and they have not even, it's not clear yet what kind of deal is there. Are they going to be completely, are they going to have no deal? Are they going finally to have a deal? Is it going to mean that they are still in the single market or not? But the only good thing about the UK, and that they have shown all over history, is their pragmatism. So it will be probably, even if things go bad, it may go bad for short term, 1 year, 2 years, but very quickly they will find a way. And that actually, it's quite interesting, because the French officials start to be very worried about, because the last thing they would like is that if imagine suddenly that the UK government decide to decrease the tax, to make it really very low. What is going to happen? A lot of people may want to, despite Brexit, despite everything, maybe it's much better to live in the UK than in France, where the taxation is so high.
But I think comparatively the UK taxation is still going to be higher than in France. Am I wrong?
You're completely wrong.
Really?
We have the record. I'm sorry. No, it's a great illusion.
Okay. Another thing that may be of interest, that is cryptocurrencies. I mean,
Yes.
it's something that is uncertain to some extent.
Yes.
And how do you see the future of this concept or of this?
This for the
Development.
central bankers of this world, for the the star of this world right now, is their biggest threat. Is their biggest threat because what is a cryptocurrency? A cryptocurrency is based on a technique which is called blockchain, which is going to be, it's so powerful. And blockchain is based on trust. And if you look at the financial, why do we have a financial market? We have a financial market. Financial intermediaries are there to provide trust to savers and borrowers, to basically to be in the middle in direct finance, and to give this trust that it's all right, you can lend this money, your savings to this person because you have the guarantee of these people. If suddenly you have blockchain, you don't need those people anymore. And if you are a miner, central banks are not necessary anymore. So right now, the central bankers of the world, most of them are wondering, isn't it time for us to develop our own, kind of state, central bank cryptocurrency?
Like in Venezuela.
So it's something that is, you're absolutely right, it's a big question, and we will see what is going to happen. The only thing I know for sure is that blockchain is really going to change a lot of things.
So that's one of the technologies that is going to contribute to
Absolutely,
our
and
further
this will
development.
go much faster than any of us think.
What about other new technologies? Will they somehow influence the development of economies,
They have
national
to.
economies?
Of course, they have to. I mean, the big problem, especially, maybe not so much in Russia because you're always so fast, but in all Europe, politicians are always, kind of 50 years behind any kind of new technologies. And it's time to catch up because you're absolutely right. In scientific terms, what is happening at the level of nanotechnology or genetics or all kind of fields. I'm afraid I'm not, a natural scientist, so I think I don't even know. I may know like 10% of the new discoveries that are right now happening. But it's huge.
Right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.